Good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Jim, thank you for the comment there. Yeah, good DFS day. Great betting day as well. If you guys tuned into the stream yesterday, really good day. I went 3-0 on sides in college basketball. So I had taken Michigan State plus 3.5. I took St. John's minus 2.5 and Drake minus 4.5, and they won by 10. I told you guys you could alt that up on the stream yesterday, so that was good. Donovan Mitchell, he came through. We had 2 units on the 25 plus points. He hit that. We had on the 30 plus at plus 180. He hit that. He didn't get the 35 or 40, but we still made money. He should have hit 35 though, to be honest. I mean, he shot terribly from 3 in the first half, and he had, I think he had 9 points in the first quarter, and then went to halftime with like 13, and he got 2 of them like in the last 30 seconds. I don't know what he was doing in the second quarter, but he should have hit that 35 too. But overall, it was a good day. Good DFS day too. We're getting to that time of year where I feel like you can have a lot of success if you pay attention, just because there's so much going on in the NBA with guys not playing, and then right now we have all the stuff going on with the trade deadline and the trades that have been going on. Trade deadline's still a little bit away, but there's just so much going on. We had another trade today. So basically Chris Middleton for Kyle Kuzma. Let me pull it up. Well, let's look at the exact trade. I think they traded like AJ Green too. Let me see here. Let's see here. I don't really understand this trade. So the Bucks get Kyle Kuzma, Patrick Baldwin, second round draft pick. Wizards get Chris Middleton, AJ Johnson, and picks up. Oh yeah, AJ Johnson. I think I said AJ Green. Still thinking about football over here. I don't really get this trade though, to be honest. Like Chris Middleton, like I don't understand why the Wizards want Chris Middleton, and I mean, yeah, the Bucks get Kyle Kuzma. Like he's not been good, so maybe he'll be better on the Bucks than he was on the Wizards. I'm sure he's cheaper contract wise, which I'm sure helps out a little bit. But I mean, Giannis is very much of the LeBron mold of where you need to put 3-point shooters around him. Say what you want about Chris Middleton being washed or whatever. I would trust Chris Middleton more as a 3-point shooter, than I do Kyle Kuzma. So I don't really understand the trade. Whatever. I don't think it moves the needle a ton. I don't really think the Bucks are in the mix in the East personally. And the Wizards obviously suck. So it is what it is. I think personally, right now, if I was looking at NBA for playoffs and the finals and stuff, let's look here. I would say for the Eastern Conference, you could sell me Cavs, Celtics. I mean, the Celtics are going to go to the finals again. I would feel pretty confident saying that now, but you could sell me Cavs, Celtics, Knicks. That's probably it. Pacers, Bucks, Pistons, Heat, Magic, like those are all in that next tier. I don't see any of those teams going to the finals. The top 3, I think you could make a case for any of them, but at the end of the day, Boston is going to go back to the finals, I think. Unless the Cavs make some sort of like crazy trade. The Cavs are the closest to them, but I think in a 7-game series, I would lean Boston in that one. Yeah, thank you. Nice start to college basketball. Yeah, for sure. The last two times I've waited till this time of year to look at it, we've dominated. So last year I tried to do it I tried to do the full season. I only ended up like plus 5 or 6 units. That was not worth the amount of grinding for the entire college basketball season to finish up 5 or 6 units. Just wasn't worth it for me. But the last 2 times I've waited till this time of year, we've crushed. 2023 from like February, mid-February to the end of March in 2023, I think we were up like 45 units, like something crazy. So hopefully we can replicate that. I like waiting till this time I have data on these teams, and we can kind of go with that. As far as the Western Conference, I mean, you could sell me on more teams in the West. I think Thunder are obviously the best team and most likely to go to the finals, but I could see more teams winning the West just because the Thunder, they still haven't done it, right? They're still a relatively young team. They still haven't gone out and done it. The Celtics have done it. They just won the title. So that's why I think it'll be harder to unseat them. In the West, though, you have the Grizzlies, the Nuggets are still there. We'll see what happens with the Lakers in this trade, how they look. We'll see what other moves they make and how they look on the court. The Rockets are young too, but good team. I would rank them behind like Denver personally for a run this year. The Timberwolves, I would put the Timberwolves more likely to come out and go to the finals than like any of these mid teams in the East. And then the Mavericks are way down at 11, but I'm assuming they'll probably move up a little bit with this trade. I don't know. I mean, we'll see how they look, and then the Clippers are still floating around in there. I don't know. There's more teams in the West in the mix. I think the East, I think it's really just the big three teams. So I don't really understand that trade, but whatever. The Bucks can do what they want. It sounds like, I don't know, the Warriors are going to get Kevin Durant back. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I don't know what. Apparently, so it's going to be like a 3-team trade. Jimmy Butler is going to go to Phoenix. Durant's going to go to Golden State. So who's going to Miami is my question. Has anyone seen the rumor of that? I just saw it. I didn't look into it a ton. So who in this theory, who would be going to Miami? That would be my question. Let's see. I don't really think I don't think the Warriors getting KD would really move the needle for me either. I wouldn't put them in the mix. I don't think, even with that trade. Phoenix with Butler, probably not. Wouldn't do much for me either. That was the one thing. The one thing I've been most wrong about in the last 7 months was I thought the Suns were going to be so good, man, with new coaching, with Bud coming over to coach, and that kind of core. Now they never had a ton of depth, but I thought if they could stay healthy, they'd be good. They haven't stayed healthy, and it looks like they're just going to make some trades. So I was definitely wrong about Phoenix. For NBA future stuff, let's look at a little update at that. I was heavy on Phoenix futures, so that's not going to work out. But we also had Cavs win total, which was free. Let me see. So we had Suns over 48.5. That's not looking good. Let's do an updated look at this. Let's see what their win total is now. Phoenix over 48.5. Their current win total is. I don't think they have that on FanDuel right now. I don't know. Let me check DraftKings maybe. I would just be curious. We're gonna talk a little golf too. There's some college basketball games tonight, but they're all big spreads, like for the big games. No, don't know if I really. Here we go. Wins. No, never mind. Even that doesn't have it. Okay, I don't know. But we had Phoenix over 40.5. That's not looking too hot. With the trade rumors, and they're currently 25-24. So, yeah, that's not looking very good. We had Cavs over 48.5. That looks money. They already have 40 wins. So, that was a 2-unit play. That's going to get us some money back. Shout out to the Cavs for that one. We had Phoenix to win the division. That's probably not going to happen. We had the Kings under 46.5. They are currently at 25. That one's going to be sweaty, probably. We had the Hawks over 36.5. They're at 23. That's probably unlikely, I would say, but maybe they could catch fire. And then we had a 2-unit on Philly under 50.5. That is going to hit. So The Cavs and the 76ers are going to save us here for the NBA futures. And maybe, I don't know, maybe somehow the Suns like rally. I don't know. I mean, they're 4.5 back in their division, so I don't know. With the Lakers are probably gonna win that division, I think. So it's not looking too hot. Shout out to the Cavs and the Sixers, man, for recouping some of our losses there. All right, so let's talk a little golf. Like I said, there's some college tonight, but they're all big spreads for the big games. I mean, we've got Tennessee and Missouri. Tennessee's at home -8.5. I hate Tennessee. Don't ever want to bet on them. They annoy me. They've always annoyed me under Rick Barnes, and I hate betting on them. Oregon, Michigan. Michigan's -8.5 at home. I like this Michigan team a little bit. I don't know if I want to lay 8.5 there, but I do like Michigan. Duke and Syracuse. Duke's -17.5 on the road, and then Tulsa versus Memphis. Memphis is -17.5 at home. So I don't really have a play in any of those games. I'll look more into them. If I was gonna pick one, I mean, it'd probably maybe be like a Tennessee first half, but I don't like to go out of my way to bet on Tennessee, man. They just annoy me. I'm trying to look over the other games real quick. Yeah, I don't know. I'll look more. Might have some plays there. For the NBA, I do like a side tonight. I kind of like Miami. I know they're on the road, but I kind of like Miami -1.5 here. Not sure if I'm going to bet it, but it kind of stuck out to me. I'll look at some props later on as well. I would be cautious if you're gonna bet props or stuff. Be sure to like look into some of these guys that could get traded. You know, it could help out, other players on their team. Like the Bulls have a ton of guys that will probably get traded soon. I don't know how soon it's gonna happen, but Vucevic probably gonna get traded. I could see Kobe White getting traded. Even Giddey maybe could get traded, but I think Vooch and Kobe or Ao was probably the most likely. So just something to watch. Bazelis had a really good game last night. I think he was like 10 of 10 from the field for a while. So I don't know, just something to monitor. And then Toronto, like Jakob Poeltl could get traded any night. I think the Lakers are pretty interested in him. So that would affect, guys like Chris Boucher and stuff like that for props and overall. So just be cautious of those guys that could potentially, get traded. KD, even, I guess, apparently is on the block, so for Phoenix, that could affect things. But yeah, for golf, I have not taken any golf bets yet. When I do, I'll tweet out my card. But this is one of the best events of the year, Phoenix Open. The fans are all crazy. So for that reason, I think course history, a couple of these tournaments, course history is a huge factor. I don't weigh it as heavily at other tournaments, but this is one of the 2 or 3 that I think course history is most important, just because it's such a unique situation with how rowdy the fans are and, the stadium holes and all that stuff. So I do think course history is important here. You have to be really good with the driver here. It's not as easy as some of the courses that they've been playing here for the month of January, but it's not crazy hard either. I think last year 21, I think there was a playoff last year if I remember right, but I think it was around 20 under, 21 under. So these guys can definitely score here, especially if you can hit the driver well. So course history is big for me. So I haven't taken any bets yet, but guys that are on my radar, obviously Scotty Scheffler. I mean, he's plus 280 to win, so really, really tough to bet that. If you want to, maybe you could parlay that with a Super Bowl bet or something. that's probably the way I would attack it. If you were going to bet Scotty Scheffler outright, I'd pair that up with something in the Super Bowl, and then you could have a perfect situation where the Phoenix Open ends, right as the Super Bowl's kicking off, and if Scotty wins, then you have a nice little bet there for the Super Bowl. So I'll probably do something along those lines because Scotty's already won this 2 times. He looked fine last week. I thought maybe that was the only chance maybe to get him with him coming back. And obviously he didn't win the Pebble Beach, but he looked fine. I don't have any concerns for him with the palm moving forward. So yeah, Scotty, I'll probably parlay that with something in the Super Bowl just for fun. Sass, you said you like Tom Kim. Yeah, Tom Kim grades out pretty well for me and my stuff. I don't know. I have like a love-hate relationship with him because I like Tom Kim as a player. I've never found myself betting on him a ton. But yeah, I think he sets up pretty well here. I don't think I'll have him on my list. So if you want to bet him, that would even out then. If you're going to tail me, I probably won't have him. So Scotty with the Super Bowl bet, I'm going to have. I like Sam Burns, but I don't think I'll take him. The guy that I want to bet is Sahith Theegala. He's 45-1. He hasn't played amazing to start the year out here, but very good course history here. He almost won it if you guys remember, like when he first came onto the scene, I think he was like a sponsor's exemption into this tournament, and he was leading going into this to 17th hole, and just kind of fell apart. That was like his first big tournament. Put that ball into the water. So he has great course history here, and then he did really well here last year as well. I think he was top 5 here, and he kind of fits that mold. Good with the can be good with the driver, and sets up well here. So Sahith Theegala, 45-1, definitely is on my list. I like him for DFS too. Kurt Kitayama, for whatever reason, his grades out really well in my stuff this week, and I've seen some other people that he's like at the top of their models as well. I don't really. If this was a normal week, I would probably bet Kurt Kitayama just because he's like top 2 or 3 on my stats for this week. So I would probably just blindly bet him off of that. But the field is so good, it's like, do you really think Kurt Kitayama is going to win? Like, so maybe that's like a top 5 bet or something. I got to think on that. I don't know. On a normal week, I would be betting him. I just don't know if I want to with this field. So for right now, here's my plans. I'm going to have Scotty with a Super Bowl bet for outright. These are for outrights. I'm going to have Scotty parlayed with something in the Super Bowl. I'm going to have a Sahith Theegala at 45-1. I'm probably going to have one of my least favorite golfers ever. This guy just annoys me for some reason. But he's been on fire to start the year. Really good ball striker, which this tournament sets up. If you're a ball striker, you can really excel here. So Billy Horschel, who's been on fire, is going to be on my card. So I'll probably have Theegala, Billy Ho. He's around 75-1, I think. Let me check this. Man, damn, he's down to 55-1 on FanDuel, man. He was like 75 when I looked earlier. Let me cross check that. Let me look at DK. Feels bad, man. If we missed out on that number, that's a big drop down to 55-1. That sucks. That's why sometimes it pays to bet these golf lines early. I don't like to do it because I like to kind of get a feel for everything, but man, sometimes you just miss out on these numbers and it just sucks. Let's see. Yeah, he's 55-1 everywhere. All right. Well, that sucks. I'll probably still have him. So it'll probably be Theegala, Billy Horschel. I want to bet Straka again just because it's like our guy. Like we've kind of rallied around this guy and he's been up there every week. So I'll think on that one. But it'll probably be Scotty, Billy Horschel, Theegala, and then I might figure out some sort of Maybe we'll bet him each way for Kurt Kitayama. Those are like the 4 outrights that I want to take. So that's probably what my card's going to look like for outrights. Probably do like, we'll be hitting 3 balls for sure. So stay tuned to my Twitter on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Like we'll be hitting some 3-ball parlays for this tournament for sure. For like a parlay though, like a top 20 or something, maybe a top 40. I'll have to look at DraftKings later. Let me see. I'll pull it up now. Let's take a look here. I'd rather do a top 40 parlay. Let's do finishing position. We could do like Corey Connors for top 40. You could put him with Sam Burns, Justin Thomas, Siwoo Kim. I mean, Scotty's minus 1,800. So maybe it would be Corey Connors top 40, Scotty Scheffler top 20. That's minus 120. That's probably going to be my bet there. That looks pretty good to me. Scotty top 20, Corey Connors top 40, minus 120 odds. That looks pretty good to me. But like I said, stay tuned to my Twitter. I'll tweet out my golf bets. I just haven't officially taken anything yet. And if I take any college, I'll tweet that out as well. I don't know if I will tonight. Oh, also, I want to say this. I found my favorite Super Bowl bet player prop by far. So if you guys are watching, go put this in. This is going to be a 2-unit for me. I really like this play. We're taking Devonta Smith over 20.5 longest reception. So we need him to get a 21-yard reception or longer. So the reason I like this, I like Devonta Smith anyways in this matchup because Kansas City plays pretty man-heavy on defense. They can change now and then, but with fully healthy secondary, which they have right now, they man up pretty heavily. Devonta Smith, you guys know, one of the best route runners in football. Very, very good against man coverage. He's good against man and zone, but he can take advantage of man coverage with how good he is at getting separation. He has destroyed the Chiefs. He's played the Chiefs 3 times in his career, and that holds up, right? Because if they play heavy man coverage, they've always had Spagnuolo as DC, so there's been no changes there schematically on defense. He's played them 3 times. He's had 99 yards, 100 yards, and 122 yards in those 3 games against Kansas City. In those 3 games, he's had long receptions of 35, 41, and 45. So really good spot for him. He also, in those 3 games, his average depth of target is over 12 yards. So he can really get down the field and get open against this team. He went for like a 45-yard catch in the Super Bowl in 2022 against the Chiefs. So this could be a 2-unit prop for me. It's my favorite prop in the game so far. Devonta Smith over 20.5 longest reception. Go put that in. We'll have some more. Tomorrow's Thursday, so we'll do some more Super Bowl talk. Then I'm gonna have a podcast out today with Steve on the Rolling Insights YouTube. So go subscribe to the Rolling Insights YouTube and check it out. We're gonna be doing our top 5 Super Bowl moments. So if you guys are in the car or driving around and you want something to listen to, top 5 Super Bowl memories podcast going out later today. Go check that out. Thank you guys for tuning in. Good luck with your bets tonight. Good luck with DFS. I'll be live tomorrow, 11 a.m., same time, same place. Have a good day.